I take you for granted, but I sure know what I wanna do. This boy is gonna make some time. This boy is gonna get in line. This boy is gonna do just fine. I'll be keeping you on my mind. Doesn't that thing sound great? Perfect for a singer-songwriter or a small duo or trio. The QSC K8. I did 250 shows a year for 17 years, and for the last 10 years I've backed it off to 150 a year. So I do know PA systems. I've worked with hundreds of them since 1979, and this is the one that I'm more excited about than I've ever been. And I'm going to do another video that'll talk about everything this thing can do. I'll show you the back of it real quick. See, it's a whole PA system. It can be just a powered speaker, or it can be an entire PA system for a guy like me. Fantastic. Now, the concept that I want to talk to you about in this video, though, is called headroom. If you're a musician, you've probably heard that term. And wondered what it really means. Officially, headroom means an amplifier's ability to, the point you can turn it up to be as loud as possible right before it starts to distort. That's the headroom is the point where it starts to distort. But I have never really cared much about technical terms and never understood them all, watts, volts, ohms, etc. What matters to me is how does it perform live? How does it make a difference for me on stage? And most of you, for me, the main problem that I have when performing with small PA systems at higher volumes is feedback. And that's when the mic squeals. When you put a microphone anywhere near a speaker and you get that loop and it squeals. And everybody in the whole club gets mad at you. The cool thing about this speaker is the amount of headroom it has. I've never heard of a speaker this size that has 1,000 watts. Okay, that's a ton of power for something like this. And most of you are used to using PA systems that have maybe 300 to 500 watts in a PA head, a powered head, or powered speakers that have maybe 500 to 600 watts. And but this baby has 1,000 watts. And so right now it's only turned up to about 40%. And it's going to be totally enough for most of the coffee house gigs you could ever do. But the knobs on the back are about at 4. And that means there's a lot more that it can do. Now, have you ever wondered, when you go to a big, huge concert, you see the big walls of speakers, and a singer can walk right in front of these huge walls of speakers, and the mic doesn't feed back? Have you ever wondered why? Why isn't that mic feeding back? Well, it's basically an effect of headroom. They've got way, way more wattage than they really need for the sound that you're hearing. So the mic it's not turned up loud enough to feed back. And this, I'm going to show you right now. You've already seen, I'm standing in front of this speaker with my microphone visible to the speaker. The mic can hear the speaker really well. And there's no feedback. And this is a loud volume that would work for any coffee house. Right now I'm in a 400-seat theater, and I could totally use this in here. And I can put that speaker behind me so that I can hear it. I don't need a monitor. This one little speaker would do this whole show without me needing a monitor, and I'm not feeding back. That is incredible. And that's kind of a practical effect of having way more wattage than you need. Another way to look at it would be an example of a race car versus just, let's say, a regular passenger car. Okay, let's say you've got a small passenger sedan that when you get to 100 miles an hour, it's basically tapped out. That's it. You got nothing left on the accelerator. The steering wheel's vibrating. Its performance is maxed out. And that's comparable to a small PA system that's always right at basically close to the edge of what it can do. And it's always on the verge of feedback all the time. And you always have feedback that's a problem for you. But if you've got a Maserati that'll go 300 miles an hour and you're driving at 100 miles an hour, piece of cake. You got tons of room for it to do more performance, and it's not going to have any of the issues that a smaller car, a smaller powered vehicle would have, like feedback with a PA system. So with this little speaker, I'm never going to have to worry about feedback. That's incredible. And that, for me, is the practical application of what Headroom is. And just one more reason why you're going to absolutely love these QSC K series speakers. This is the small one. This is the little tiny 8-inch woofer. And there's a K10 and a K12, which again, just more power in a tiny package that you can put in the back of a vehicle very easily. In fact, you could take this whole thing and put in a suitcase-sized thing with a fold-up mic stand, one of those little ones. A mic stand, mic, cable, guitar cables. You could have your entire PA system in one little case. And for a singer-songwriter, a duo, trio, coffee house performer, there isn't a better speaker setup than this. So in my next video, I'll talk more. I'll show you what it can do on the back, the mixer section, and all the things that make it extra cool. But for now, I just wanted you to know that feedback is a non-issue with this thing. And Headroom, you're always going to have more ability to turn it up when you have to. At an outdoor gig or other situations where you really do need more volume, it's going to be there. 1,000 watts. The QSC K series, street price $650. Fantastic. Thank you. My name is Eric E. You can check me out at eric-e.com if you want. And talk to you soon.